so privileged to have you here in my home, Rama and Alexander, for this one home tour. And I think you are not going to meet many people, so I should count myself very privileged and honored. Welcome to Tanzania and feel at home. You are doing a good job, a noble job for humanity. And I think we are trying to link up humanity. We have lost a lot of the valuable institution of unity where all of us are one. And if you refer to the books, and particularly the Bible, you find that we were men and women created according to the image of God. And today, the world is becoming more a place where we are looking at technology rather than the human person and what a human being stands for. So I do hope that in the World Council of human beings, the next generation, we should be working more and more to recover what we have lost, what it means to be a human being. In the experience I've talked before, I just want to highlight that some of my ideas come from the concept of umoja in Tanzania, a concept uh, which very much came out of Mwalimu Julius Kambarage's philosophy when he was a leader in this country. So we learned about umoja, that is unity. But if you look at the background of most of us who come from the Bantu philosophy, which says you are because I am and I am because you are, that brings that strong feeling of umoja, and umoja means unity. But I think once you say umoja, you have a strong feeling of being one with the other one. And that's what we mean by Ubuntu. When I say I am because you are and you are because I am, it means I have to respect you because your well-being is also my well-being. And my well-being is also your well-being. So it's back and forth, and that's what brings unity, and unity which you have to work very strongly on, so that we don't lose the values of being together. The togetherness is very important than anything. We might have all types of technologies, but as long as we don't have the human values, we'll not make it. We'll collapse with the new technologies, and we use our dignity as human beings.
Could I ask you, having been a woman leader in the independence of your country, having been the first, of course, the head of the Beijing conference on women, but also that this continent, this great continent of Africa, asked you, required you, needed you to lead the Pan-African Parliament. You have experienced what truly democracy means, what truly people leading people for the well-being of the whole planet means. What would be your message for the future of governance, national governance, global governance, for the well-being of all of life? You know, would it be democracy? What would be your message, even how democracy can be now reshaped to ensure well-being of all?
I think I have a problem with the word democracy. It's not a Swahili word. We have borrowed it from other nations, English or Greek, whatever it is. And I think that is what gives Africa a big problem, that we are using a concept which is not African at all, if I have to be right. But the democracy I know, according to our cultures where we're being led by traditional leaders, it meant that the leader was in position to serve the people. And because he was serving the people, he should listen, or she should listen to the people she is reading. And that's why we are in Tanzania. We know very well that according to our cultures, most of the time we say the Africans would always sit under a tree. We discuss until we agree, even if it means a week, but we all discuss until we agree. That is our democracy. So this other type of, and the leaders came out of quality and qualification. You don't just become a leader because some people have ticked on a paper and you happen to have a lot of numbers and then you say you are the leader. No. A leader is born, a leader is created, and a leader is the one who is accepted by the majority. So the type of democracy we see today sometimes becomes very difficult to practice in our African context. That's why we have so many conflicts on the continent under the name of democracy.
So, Mama Mongella, Dr. Gertrude Mongella, this is going to surely be a highlight of the One Home journey and also a highlight for the history of the World Future Council, that I, as a founding member of the World Future Council, could, on the One Home journey, coming to your country, Tanzania, meet with you, our honorary councillor. We know the world knows you, loves you, admires you, respects you for what you have done from your early days, being a freedom fighter, creating the union that led to the birth of Tanzania, being such a great leader of your country, being a leader of the Beijing Conference for Women, setting a new benchmark for women in the world, being the first leader of the Pan-African Parliament, really showing us what democracy can be at a continental level. Those are all some of the ways we know you. But now we have discovered that you are also living a regenerative future. Please do tell us about that, how that already was planted in your youth, in your beautiful island home on Lake Victoria, but how you are returning to, yes, restore nature now.
Yes, I think this is I'm so privileged to live long. I'm now 79 years old, and that's a blessing. So few people at this the word of ours, which is so demanding on our health, live long, this long. So I want to do justice to the years God has blessed me with. So after doing all that, the politics, the conferencing and all these things, I've now moved into looking at nature. And I have an area of 400 acres where I want to keep the environment. And I think the best thing is not so much to till the land, but to put in the natural issues into the environment. So my forest, and I think the most friendly creatures are the bees. I don't need to put in pesticides. I don't need to damage the forest because of the bees. So I have now 300 beehives, and I'm getting a lot from the beehives. And I've learned that bees have 7 products more than the honey and the wax. You have the honey venom, which is very much in demand for medicinal purposes. You have the pollen, which is very much needed for beauty products. You have got the what is it?
Propolis as well.
Yes, you have that, and you have the milk, the bee milk, which is normally feeding the queen bee, and 7 products all in all. So I'm also looking at that, and I'm seeing how I'm going to exploit those products from the bees. And it's very interesting. So I've become a friend of the bees. And there was, at one time, every time I moved into a new home, bees would come and stay with me. And I was told a story that it is believed that if you are related to certain animals or insects, they always follow you. So I'm a friend of the bees, traditionally. So I have to really take care of the bees. But the other thing is I'm looking at the whole concept of adding value to the products, particularly those which women deal with, the maize, the rice, the sunflower, and all these products. So I'm very occupied by trying to look for technologies which will support the adding value to the products women produce around the area in that close to that forest. So I'm so happy, and I enjoy seeing the environment, living in the forest, and I have a little home where I'm now using I harvest rainwater for my use, and then I also use this solar energy to for lighting, and I'm digging. I'm trying to explore the water underground so that I can have the best water to drink, unpolluted water.
This is wonderful. One last thing, you so powerfully spoke earlier today about the women being the real botanists, and how you yourself learned this as a child.
Yes, and I have learned that women in Africa are the greatest botanists and recognized. Not many people recognize the power of the woman. And that's why Africa used to survive, because the women knew all the plants and the use of the plants. And we had no modern hospitals, but because of the power of their knowledge, we used to cure many diseases. And I'm happy to say that I'm one of the traditional healers in my district. So I'm a member, and I'm exploring how women as botanists, the knowledge of women as botanists, and saying how can we contribute to the modern sciences. And I call for the world to realize that they shouldn't be trying to rediscover what women already know. We should just give the power of the woman to develop the use of their botanical knowledge.
This is such a piece of great wisdom. You brought us back. You are Mama Mongella, you are Mama Africa, but now we know that you're also Mama Earth.
Yes.
How does one say earth in Kiswahili?
Ardhi.
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 This is beautiful. It's almost like our word in India.
What is that?
We say one of the words for earth is earth, because I think it comes from Arabic. You know?
Yeah. Then we might be having the same, because some of the words in Swahili come from Arabic.
Yes.
So maybe Ardhi
came literally.
Yeah. And in fact, we believe traditionally that in Ardhi, that's where life is. Because you grow food, you bury yourself into this Ardhi. You build your own homes on this Ardhi. Ardhi is everything. You get your medicine from Ardhi. Ardhi is everything.
This is the message we are taking from you into on our one home, Ardhi. How would you say that actually? One home earth.
One home
earth.
This is very...
home. What is the word for home?
Kaya.
Nikaya?
Kaya.
Nikaya. So
Kaya.
Kaya. Kaya.
Kaya. So kaya moja, one home.
This is beautiful.
One home. And I think it's a concept which brings us back to the umoja. If you belong to one kaya, you belong to each other, you share the taboos, you share the norms, and you have the same rules. So I think kaya is a good concept. And in the kaya you have families. Kaya does not mean only one family. It could be 3, 4 families of the father of the family and the other children living there with their families. So kaya is a very important concept when you are building umoja, because we have to have kaya, several kayas put to. One kaya has several families, but you can have several kayas to make a village, and from the village you have the nation.
This is the wisdom. Your wisdom is going to give us so much energy and strength on the one home journey. The notion of kaya, of ardi, and of umoja.
Ndiyo.
What a great gift you've given us. We
Asante.
love you, Mama Mongella.
Asante sana.
Mama Ardi, we are now going to call you. So this is the office of Dr. Gertrude Mongella. Just underneath her living room, all her awards, her archives, her speeches, the films made about her. All of the love and appreciation that the world has given to her. And this award really summarizes it, the Charlotte Makeke Award, which says, "This work is not for yourselves. Kill that spirit of self and do not live above your people, but live with them. And if you can rise, bring someone with you." What better words to describe Gertrude Mongella, who has truly brought all of womankind, all of Africa ahead with her, and remains as humble, as loving, as rooted in her values of umoja, of ubuntu, of humanity and unity.
Kanya, se chabo kwa tukumanya upenda ujizu kumanyika jembe